What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're a person with goals, then this video is for you. Today, we're gonna be talking about how you can exit your comfort zone, what a comfort zone even is, and what that transition looks like.
Look in the mirror, my reflection, a bag of money. Okay. I look in the mirror, my reflection, a bag of money. What? I look in the...
So I wanna start by clearing up one huge confusion that tends to mess people up when they reflect on what their comfort zones are, okay? Just because you're comfortable in something does not mean you're happy in something. And we want happiness. We want to live a life that is fulfilling, a life that we enjoy living. And so it is imperative to identify what you're comfortable with that you're not happy with, okay? Like I said, if you're a person with goals, then this video is for you. I'm a person that has goals, and I'm surrounded by people that have goals. And one common theme I notice is that we're all willing to acknowledge what we've gotten comfortable with, what we've gotten complacent with, that do not align with our goals. Because we ultimately have these goals because these goals represent a way of life that more so suits our idea of fulfillment, that more so suits the way that we want to live our life. So when we're talking about comfort zones, we're not always talking about the stuff that you enjoy, right? Because you do have comfort zones that you enjoy that are not beneficial to you or your goals, but you also have comfort zones with stuff that you don't enjoy that are not beneficial to you or your goals. An example of a comfort zone that you do not enjoy, right? Most people don't enjoy this comfort zone, right? Being in a toxic relationship, most people don't like that. But why do people stay in toxic relationships? Whether it be with your lover or at work, right? Why do you stay with a company that treats you like trash? Why do you stay with a partner that treats you like trash? Well, because that's what you're used to. And it's predictable, right? I can't remember which movie it was, but they were speaking on trust, right? And they were like, even though that person's dangerous and this is the way this person is, or I think it was a cheater, I don't know, but it was an antagonist character. And the person said, I can trust them because I know who they'll be, right? So this is an antagonist character, but they can trust them to be an antagonist because they're predictable. And a lot of you are interacting with your life in that way. You can trust a scenario, a relationship, a habit to be a certain way, and that's comfortable for you because trust is comfortable for you. I got love bugs landing on me. So you stay in that space because it's predictable and it's comfortable, but that is not always beneficial to your growth. So without further ado, let's get into it and see what that transition of being in your comfort zone versus exiting your comfort zone looks like, right? There are a lot of little steps and we're gonna get into each and every one of them, all right? So I found this diagram on Google Images when I was looking up a comfort zone diagram because I wanted to remind myself every day on my home screen, on my phone, to get out of my comfort zone. So I think this diagram does a really good job of taking into account the step-by-step because it's not a black and white process. So very first off, we have the comfort zone. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. This is what is safe and predictable. There's low risk and low reward, right? Because this is your everyday life. I am just lounging here, used to getting this same result, doing the same thing. I don't have to take any risk on doing something different. I don't have to make any changes. And that's very key here. A lot of people are stuck in comfort zones, whether they're broke or rich or in a great relationship or in a toxic relationship. People get stuck in comfort zones. And the reason being is because they don't have to make any changes. One thing I've learned about people is they are very resistant to change. Any great studier and observer of people has understood this concept. People are very resistant and slow to change. So when you put the prospect of change into someone's atmosphere, it disrupts their reality. And if you're in your comfort zone, that disruption makes you very fearful. People are afraid of change. And at this point, we make a decision. because fear is going to exist regardless in your life. So what type of person are you going to be? Are you going to be the person that doesn't do anything about the fear in your life? Or are you going to be the person that faces the fear up front? I always choose to face the fear up front, especially when I realize I've been acknowledging the fear and not facing it, because that transition is super important to your growth and to assuring that you live a life that you actually enjoy, live a life that you're proud of, be your own idol. So when it comes down to it, something like starting your business, right? Or something like spending more money, scaling, then you have the decision to make. Am I going to do this extremely risky, fearful thing to allow myself to be the way I want to be? Or am I going to accept where I'm at, accept mediocrity, accept complacency? What decision you make determines the path of your life. It's a very distinct feeling that I'm sure you've all felt before, and I felt before, when you exit your comfort zone, because that fear arises, right? That is the indicator that you've left your comfort zone, is the fear. And within that fear, you have all these insecurities, you're not confident about what you're doing, you are now in a new space, right? You step into a new part of the woods that you've never walked through before. So you're looking around everywhere. Where am I? What lives in these woods? Are there murderers in these woods? Whatever, right? You stepped into a brand new landscape, you don't know the lay of the land, and you're scared, and rightfully so. Now, what happens as you continue to walk through that land is you begin to know that land. You begin to know your fear. And as you know your fear, you start to understand that it's not that bad. What happens is, as you consistently face your fear, you begin to learn, right? Which is the next phase, which, if you haven't noticed by now, all these phases are intertwined. They're not mutually exclusive. They're not set by some boundary. They're all happening within each other. So as you get to know the lay of the land, as you get to know your fear more and more every day, you start to learn that your fear is not going to kill you. You start to learn that there are solutions to the problems that initiated the fear in the first place, or that the fear has caused. As you learn this, you begin to evolve, you begin to grow, because you're now seeing that the world is not just full of problems, rather the world is full of solutions. Your world is full of solutions. Now you can solve your problems. What happens when we solve our problems? We reach our goals. Does that make sense? So you started here, comfortable. Happy or not, comfortable. Now you have your goals over here, but it's not an easy trek to get to those goals sometimes. Sometimes it requires you to get out of that comfort zone, to step into your fears, into the unknown. Everything great is created from this unknown space, because you don't know what's gonna happen next. And what that means is you're vulnerable, and that opens you up to new possibilities. Now, once you have new possibilities, you start thinking in new ways. And when you start thinking in new ways, you have new problems, because the old ones just got solved. And that is gonna make you a happier person, because you're not consistently dealing with the same problems that you started with. You're ever moving. One thing that I've realized through this transition of exiting comfort zones and getting to the point of growth is that you'll always have a new comfort zone. Essentially, what you're trying to do is transplant comfort zones, right? Your goal is over here. This is where you are. What you want to do is move over here. Now, once you move over here, you're always going to have new goals, right? So you're going to keep this cycle going, and all you're doing is changing what you're comfortable with. You're upgrading your standards. You're living life by your own means. The grand scheme about it, what it actually is, you can't avoid comfort zones. All you're doing is changing them with the ones that actually make you happy, the ones that actually fulfill you, the ones that actually fuel you to live the life that you want to live. Because at the end of the day, all of our time is marked with an end date. We all have an expiration date. Whether death is a black abyss or you continue on into a next life, right now, this is the one that you're currently conscious of living. Take advantage of that consciousness. Don't waste away being comfortable. That's how people have regrets. And regrets are probably the worst thing you can have. A regret is wishing you can change something that you cannot change. But what you can change is how you respond to the current moment. And that's pretty much all you can control in this life. How you respond to the current moment, how you show up in the current moment. that is your only responsibility in this life. And if you show up with genuine integrity to your heart of hearts, to your soul of souls, you will forever be on a journey of growth and evolution into the being that you were meant to be. So I wanted to make this video to inspire you and also to leave a note for myself anytime I get stuck in a comfort zone that does not serve me. So if you found this inspiring, if this helped you get a grasp on what your comfort zone may be and reflect on how you can actually exit that comfort zone, or how you can be willing to accept fear into your life and to face those fears so that you can ascend, then give this video a like and share it with somebody that can benefit from it as well. All right, so I will see you guys on the next video, okay? And get out your comfort zones today. Like, whenever you're watching this video, in the next 12 hours of your life, I want you to do something that's out your comfort zone, even if it's slightly. Do something you've been afraid of doing. Do something you have repressed yourself from doing, okay? Because the true you lays on the other side of that wall, all right? Peace out.
Reality ain't what we see. Reality is what we think.